I'm Teja Gerken with Peghead Nation, and I'm here with a pair of the latest Taylor Academy Series guitars. Taylor came out with the Academy Series back in 2017, and at the time, it was the first time that the company had introduced a new set of models that was particularly targeted toward entry-level players, and they are quite a bit more affordable than most other full-size Taylors, and have some features that really accommodate easy playability and just success for a developing guitar player. Now, in the years since the Academy Series guitars have come out, they've become popular with players of all abilities, really, because they are fine guitars that sound great and easy to play, and a lot of people just appreciate the lower price point of these guitars. For a while, they were only the original models available, but now Taylor has added to that line with these guitars made out of walnut. You might remember that the original Academy Series guitars were made with sapele back and sides and a spruce top, and actually demoed both the Grand Concert and the Dreadnought version, sort of the siblings to these guitars that I have here. Back at the time, you can go back to that video and check it out if you'd like. We'll provide a link below. But I think it's very interesting to see these walnut guitars being added to the line. The one I'm holding here is the Academy 20e, which is the Dreadnought size guitar. Over here we have the Academy 22e, which is a Grand Concert size guitar. So walnut is a wood that Taylor has used on and off, almost going all the way back through its history. I remember having a conversation with Bob Taylor about guitar woods, and he was telling me how he really liked working with walnut, and for a long time Taylor had a dedicated walnut series that was residing sort of at the upper end of what it offers. And walnut has a lot of qualities that make it a great wood. It can sound really good. It's a little harder wood than say spruce would be for the tops of the guitars. It's often used just for the back and sides, but it's not uncommon to see a top made out of walnut as well. Walnut is often a domestically grown wood, and it can be thought of as an eco-wood. It can be responsibly harvested in a lot of cases, and it's also quite a beautiful wood. So it's very nice to see Taylor using walnut to expand on this Academy series. As was the case with the sapele on the original Academy Series guitars, on these guitars the back and sides are layered wood, and the top is a solid piece of walnut. Of course, having a solid top is sort of the ticket to having a guitar that matures with age, and most likely will sound better as it's played and ages. And these guitars, of course, have that potential in them because it is a solid top, which will start to vibrate and open up a little bit more freely after time. So the basic construction and features on both of these guitars are essentially identical. The difference is in the size. So I'm going to go through it with this Academy 20e that I have here, and then I'll also show you what the smaller guitar sounds like. So we have the walnut body. Like the other Academy series, these guitars feature the bevel in the lower bout here, which is a great armrest. Again, makes the guitar more comfortable to play. Anything you can do for a beginning player to make the guitar more comfortable is a great thing, as it accommodates learning. Interestingly, that is a feature that you really only find in high-end Taylor guitars other than on these, and it's also a common feature on very high-end custom guitars. So bringing it to this affordable line, once again, is a very cool feature. The guitar has an ebony fingerboard and bridge. It has enclosed chrome tuners. These are Taylor branded tuners, the same ones that you find in other Taylor guitars. As far as the appointments on these guitars go, it really mirrors the original Academy Series guitar. Same set of appointments and features, which means there's no binding on the body or the neck. Simple fingerboard position markers, also position markers on the side. It's a real inlaid rosette. It's not a decal like you sometimes find on entry-level guitars. And it's sort of a nice wooden design, almost looks like a little bit of a rope design kind of a thing in the center with a couple of black rings around it. very attractive, and I think it works well with the darker walnut color to have the light colored wood rosette. Construction wise, these guitars feature X bracing. They don't have the V-class bracing that you find on newer higher end Taylors, so they continue the tradition of the X brace that Taylor used for many years. It is a arched back with no bracing on the inside, which is something that Taylor has used for a long time on its baby Taylor models, its GS Mini models. So that, again, is nothing new. It's also featured on the sapele version Academy guitars. So nothing radically new in the construction of the guitars. One new thing that's been updated, at least since I had a chance to demo the last round of Academy Series guitars, is the preamp. I should mention that these guitars do, these being the E electric acoustic versions of the Academy Series guitars, they feature the Taylor ES2 pickup system, which is mounted behind the saddle and the bridge. Same pickup system that you find on any Taylor guitar these days, but paired with the ESB preamp rather than Taylor's own expression system preamp, which would have the 3 controls in the upper about here. The ESB preamp used to be a very simple design. In the previous version of this, only had controls for volume and tone. It did have a built-in tuner, and it ran on a little button cell battery, where this preamp now has a 3-band EQ for low, mids, and highs. It has a volume slider, still has a built-in tuner with a little switch to turn it on and off, and it flips up, and it's powered by a standard 9-volt battery rather than the little button battery, which I think is probably a good thing, because they're a lot easier to find if you run out of a battery, if you're playing a gig or you just need to quickly replace a battery. And 9-volt is always something you can find, and I would suspect that the 9-volt also lasts longer than the button batteries did. So you heard me play this Academy 20e with a flat pick in the intro to this. Let me quickly show you what it sounds like if I'm finger picking it, and then we'll move on to showing you the sound of the smaller grand concert version of the guitar. So nice, clear voice. To me, these guitars have a little bit more of a compressed sound than the spruce and sapele versions of these guitars, which makes sense. The hardwood top, that is a quality that you would expect with that. And for a lot of people, having that compressed sound gives a little bit more control, a little bit of a limited dynamic range when you're hitting it hard, makes it a little bit easier to have a good sound with different playing styles. And of course, the looks of this guitar is also completely different, and some people may just prefer it that way. But a great sonic voice in any case, and I would recommend you play both the spruce top and the walnut version if you're interested in one of these, to see which flavor you like better. There's really no better or worse. It's just a slightly different tonal variety. Let me move on to showing you what the Academy 22 Grand Concert size sounds like. So as I mentioned, basically all the construction details, materials, and appointments are matched with these guitars, but this guitar does have Taylor's Grand Concert body size, which is a body size that Taylor has offered for a long time. Has the same bevel as well. I should mention that both of these guitars have short scales, 24 and 7/8 inches, which is a great choice for a guitar targeted toward beginning and developing players. Makes it a little bit easier to play. Results in a little bit less string tension, and you don't have to stretch quite as far with your left hand. So excellent choice for these. And in some cases, it also results in a slightly sweeter sound because of that lower tension. And both of these guitars share that. The width at the nut is 1 11/16 inches, which is slightly narrower than most Taylor guitars, but certainly for, again, beginning players and players with smaller hands, that's going to be a little bit easier to get around, even though the overall feel of the the neck, to me, has that classic Taylor neck feeling. And both of these guitars are set up to play really easy up the neck. If I'm going to play bar chords up the neck, for example, absolutely no issues. You really won't find a steel string guitar that's easier to play all over the fingerboard. But let me show you what this guitar sounds like. I'm going to play the same finger picking and strum patterns that I did on the dreadnought version of these guitars. Perhaps a little bit more balance, a little quicker response on the smaller guitar for playing fingerstyle. Let's give it a try strumming it. So if I'm strumming it, definitely a little bit brighter sound on the grand concerts than what I had on the dreadnought. Also not quite as powerful, even though overall this guitar still puts out a lot of volume and could certainly be used in both styles. I would say both of these instruments are quite versatile. Some of it may come down to your personal playing comfort or which one you choose. Let me also show you what the guitar sounds like plugged into a Fishman mini charge amplifier here. I'm just going to show it to you on this grand concert guitar. Overall, the sound is quite similar because they have the same pickup and the same preamp in there. And so you'll get a sense of the amplified performance of this, which I'll go out with. So if you're interested in these, definitely check these out at your Taylor dealer. You may also want to check out my demo of the original sapele and spruce version of these Academy Series guitars. If you're seeing this on YouTube, consider subscribing to our channel, and we hope to see you back here for more of our gear demos. My name is Teja Gerken.